How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Stand Focused for Jesus. Hope each and every one of you are having a blessed day in the Lord Jesus Christ. As always, today is Wednesday, November 16th, 2022. Wednesday, November 16th, 2022. It's early in the morning for me, as you see, on my way to work, and I woke up with this wisdom. Woke up with this in my spirit, as the Spirit of God was speaking to me. You know, fellowshipping. Y'all know how I go. Hopefully you do. And I think I'm gonna title this message, God knows, God knew, and used it to test you. God knew and used it to test you. One thing that I hate about my people specifically, we call black people, Hebrew Israelites. One thing that I hate about our people is overall we refuse to take accountability. We refuse to take accountability for our actions, for our decisions, for our choices, for our friends that we surround ourselves with. Because you can separate yourself from a friend that you know ain't doing right. We refuse to take accountability for our family, our physical family, our spiritual family. And then we wonder why we have these different things continue to happen in our families, in our circle of friends. Especially family, y'all, right? We got 30,000 excuses for family members, and we refuse to take accountability. Be like, you know what, I'm gonna separate myself from this so-called family member, because they're not helping me. They're hindering me, and they're not listening. And this is why they still in the situation that they are in. We refuse to take accountability for our people as a whole. And that's why, as a whole, as a nation, we are not a nation. That's why collectively, we don't have nothing. Collectively, we don't have our own economy. We don't have our own homes. We don't have our own businesses. We don't have our own cities. Collectively, we do not have these things as a nation because we refuse to take accountability. I wake up like this. It ain't 5 o'clock yet. I wake up like this. I wake up ready. That's why I be mad I gotta go to work. I be mad I gotta go to work. Because I be wanting to preach. I can't stop like I used to in the middle of working and go make a sermon. But this is how I wake up. I wake up ready to go. What you got for me, Lord? What you want me to say to the people, Lord? I want you to tell the people that they are not taking accountability, which is why there is and has not been no repentance granted to the nation as a whole. Their hearts have gotten harder as my grace has gotten softer and more. They have become more stiff-necked instead of more circumcised in heart. I know everything that they are going through. I'm the one that did it. I'm the one that allowed it. I'm the one that sent y'all into captivity. And I told y'all I was going to do it. If my people who are called by my name would what? Would humble themselves and seek my face. If my people would take accountability, I will bless them beyond what the nations have been blessed. I will bless them beyond all the things here in America that they see so much that there will be things that they didn't even know was possible. And yet for all this, they still refused. And therefore I will mock when your calamity come. I will laugh, I will scoff. Because when I called, you refused. You turned at my reproof. And God always has the last laugh. God knew and used it to test you. God said in his word that he was going to provoke us to jealousy with the foolish nation. I'm gonna break this down for you real good. It's gonna shock some of you. Who do most of our people blame for everything? They blame the white man. They don't blame themselves. They don't blame our ancestors. They don't blame our people. Most Hebrew Israelites, they blame the white man. Always point the finger at the white man, but then don't point the finger at yourself and your brother, your sister standing right next to you that you know is doing wickedly. You won't even, I ain't saying, you gotta always take your brother or sister and blast them in public, but y'all niggas won't even take them to the side and correct them because you doing the same thing. Oh, that's the same thing the book of Corinthians talks about. And when I'm saying niggas, I'm talking about the basis of the Negroes. The basis. The basest. Imagine God saying that because he did. That he was going to provoke us to jealousy with a foolish nation. A nation that wasn't really a nation. Imagine being brought over here on slave ships or ending up in captivity, because not all of us came over on quote unquote the big slave ships, but we still ended up in slavery. Yeah, my ancestors didn't come over on slave ships, but you still on the plantation. Imagine that. Smart ass. A lot of my ancestors didn't come over on slave ships, but it sure look like we still in the plantation. Y'all love it here. I don't love it here. I want to be in a position of making decisions. I don't want no crumbs. It's crumbs they're giving us. The job I'm going to work at, this is crumbs. It's crumbs, man. We supposed to be the head, not the tail. But because we refuse to take accountability, and then y'all niggas get mad at me because you can't see, you was blind. It's been a while. Oh my. A foolish nation he was going to provoke us to jealousy with. Now imagine God doing that, which he did, right? And imagine believing that these people collectively are the ones who sold you into captivity. Imagine that. Then imagine there coming a point in time where you find out about history. And you're like, oh, they did this, they did that, they did this, they did that. The white man did this, the white man did that, the white man did this, the white man did that. Which the white man has done stuff. The white woman has done stuff. They continue to. Excuse me. We deal with it on a daily basis. God said he was going to use them. He said he was going to enlarge Japheth, however you want to pronounce it. He said he's going to enlarge his heart and his descendants' heart to make their heart more foolish, more silly. That's what Japheth literally translates to, the silly one. He said when we did a sermon on that, you can go check it out. He said he was going to even deceive Japheth was going to even deceive him. Why would God do that? Well, God knows the beginning from the end. He knows everything, right? Therefore, he knows that. He knows what people are going to do. He knows what they're going to do. He knows the intents of their heart. Okay, you saying that you don't even want anything to do with me. Japheth didn't want anything to do with the Lord. He's like, I'm over here on my isles. And I'm paraphrasing a lot of this and condensing it, but y'all bear with me. I didn't want anything to do. I want to go over here and I just want to, you know what I'm saying, do my thing, run through the woods, and, you know, live my life. You know how, I ain't saying a lot of white people, you know how white people are, they want to go skydiving and stuff. Like, that ain't just something normal that black folks just volunteer to do. That's what Japheth want to do. I want to go skydive and go do all that crazy stuff. We ain't trying to do all that. And then, seeing everything going on, God enlarged Japheth's heart, drew him into all this. He was going to get drawn in anyway. And then Japheth, specific lineage, started to claim that, hey, we the people. You know what I'm saying? When Japheth didn't want anything to do with the Lord in the beginning. And not only that, but also claiming the Holy One of Israel. This is a Christian nation. And we're looking at it and like, man, that's foolish. Because y'all don't even carry yourselves as a Christian nation. Bible prophecy fulfilled. So we fast forward. And then people are studying and saying, you know, the white man did this and did that, did this, did that. But here's the kicker. The word says, watch how you treat strangers. Because you were once strangers in a land that was strange to you, in regards to customs and everything that was going on, which was Egypt. And it wasn't necessarily the land of Egypt, because Egypt isn't a strange land. It's right there, right? It's talking about strangers in the sense of how the nation conducted themselves. We're strangers here in America. We don't like how things are done. It's like, it's strange. Like, no, that doesn't make any sense. It's foolish. Again. So then you have this uproar about this and about that. Oh, the Jewish slave ships. The Jews had slave ships. But here's the kicker to it all. When you really study history, what do you find out? You find out that Christopher Columbus was what we call a black man. I believe he would have been more on the lighter side. He would have been more what we call a mulatto. Now, how dark he was, you know, I don't know, because there are no images, correct images that I found. And Christopher Columbus isn't even his real name. Christopher, I forgot what his real name is, but he deserted the Navy. He was in the Navy, the ship got blew up, he was at sea, and then he just left, and then he took on his identity of Christopher Columbus. True story, but they don't tell you all that. You gotta go searching for that stuff like that. Then you found out that Christopher Columbus was not only black, what we call black, and most likely from, you know what I'm saying, most likely probably Esau. And there's a book that I have where his quest was really to go to Jerusalem, get the land of Jerusalem, but they don't tell you that either. not only was Christopher Columbus, quote unquote, what we call black, but the people that helped him to navigate over here, the Moors, they were black. And a lot of them, the navigators and everything that helped him, I think it was like 3 main ones they talk about, they were Jews. They were Jews. Then you find out that black people were coming to America way before that, which is how they knew how to get over here. Then you find out it wasn't white people. You got 2 different settlements, just like you got 2 different constitutions. A lot of those settlements that the modern day America took on, those settlements were already there. You know, you read stuff like one of the biggest slave owners in America, American history, was a black man. You're like, some people are, that ain't true. It is true. Now, why they had it or why they didn't have it, hey, even the Bible talks about, you know, if Hebrews as slaves and stuff, how to conduct your business. And the reason why, when you go look at these true records and you see all these black folks in early American history, is because the early settlers of America were black that had these slaves and everything. But they try to make it seem like it was the white people. No, they came later. They came later. Then we find out that King James, what we call a black man, monarchy. The monarchy system, it collapsed. The American Revolution was about other blacks rebelling against the monarchy system of government, which is biblical, and the fulfillment of Bible prophecy in regards to it falling. And then you look in the context of what we're speaking about, and you see that with the Constitution and the way that America is. What's the law of America? Do what you want to do. Doesn't matter what you worship, what you serve. Do what you want to do. It wasn't that way under the monarchy system of government with King James. He was fighting against that, but it all fell apart. Even people amongst King James was plotting and stuff. You know about the gunpowder plot and all that other stuff. God knew all this to test you. You think it is one group of people when it's really another group of people. And you're being tested, and most of you are failing. Because you're always pointing the finger at the white man, but you won't point the finger at yourself or your own people. When it was in fact your own people, which is Bible, Joseph, his own people. Psalms 83, all nations are confederate. So why aren't you holding all nations, including, if you go read that, there's Israelites in there. Most of Israel, which is why only 1/3 is saved. And yet, y'all still defend our people when they're in the wrong. And they're the very ones that are setting you up for failure and to sell your ass off as soon as they can. Because we refuse to hold ourselves accountable. And this is all a test. It's all a test, and most of you are failing miserably. I got more to say, but I gotta get on to work. With that being said, God bless each and every one of you in Jesus Christ's name. As always, stay focused for Jesus, and as you know, the truth is not debated, it is declared.